Sometimes it is difficult to say what we need to. Even some simple things can be a threat in our conversation. Imagine you could talk fluently anything to anyone. That's why you are going to see it here. 1. A grammar rule, to know how to say your things. 2. A text, to improve your pronunciation. 3. The meaning of some difficult words, to improve your vocabulary. Do you want to get rid of your English concerns? You've got a good right step. Here you improve your 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking to get a higher score in international tests, to improve your career abilities, and to immigrate to Canada or any other English-speaking country. Pay close attention to this video to find out how. In exchange, you help us by clicking on the bell icon to subscribe, and on the like button, to spread the name of Smart Mind. Now, here we go. 1. Grammar rule.
Active and passive verb forms. Sentences can be active or passive. Therefore, tenses also have active forms and passive forms. You must learn to recognize the difference to successfully speak English. Active form. In active sentences, the thing doing the action is the subject of the sentence, and the thing receiving the action is the object. Most sentences are active, thing doing action plus verb plus thing receiving action. Passive form. In passive sentences, the thing receiving the action is the subject of the sentence, and the thing doing the action is optionally included near the end of the sentence. You can use the passive form if you think that the thing receiving the action is more important or should be emphasized. You can also use the passive form if you do not know who is doing the action, or if you do not want to mention who is doing the action. Thing receiving action plus be plus past participle of verb plus by plus thing doing action. Active and passive overview. Tenses. Simple present. Active. Once a week. Tom cleans the house. Passive. Once a week. The house is cleaned by Tom. Present continuous. Active. Right now. Sarah is writing the letter. Passive. Right now. The letter is being written by Sarah. Simple past. Active. Sam repaired the car. Passive. The car was repaired by Sam. Past continuous. Active. The salesman was helping the customer when the thief came into the store. Passive. The customer was being helped by the salesman when the thief came into the store. Present perfect. Active. Many tourists have visited that castle. Passive. That castle has been visited by many tourists. Present perfect continuous. Active. Recently, John has been doing the work. Passive. Recently, the work has been being done by John. Past perfect. Active. George had repaired many cars before he received his mechanic's license. Passive. Many cars had been repaired by George before he received his mechanic's license. Past perfect continuous. Active. Chef Jones had been preparing the restaurant's fantastic dinners for 2 years before he moved to Paris. Passive. The restaurant's fantastic dinners had been being prepared by Chef Jones for 2 years before he moved to Paris. Simple future. Will. Active. Someone will finish the work by 5 p.m. Passive. The work will be finished by 5 p.m. Simple future. Be going to. Active. Sally is going to make a beautiful dinner tonight. Passive. A beautiful dinner is going to be made by Sally tonight. Future continuous. Will. Active. At 8 p.m. tonight, John will be washing the dishes. Passive. At 8 p.m. tonight, the dishes will be being washed by John. Future continuous. Be going to. Active. At 8 p.m. tonight, John is going to be washing the dishes. Passive. At 8 p.m. tonight, the dishes are going to be being washed by John. Future perfect. Will. Active. They will have completed the project before the deadline. Passive. The project will have been completed before the deadline. Future perfect. Be going to. Active. They are going to have completed the project before the deadline. Passive. The project is going to have been completed before the deadline. Future perfect continuous. Will. Active. The famous artist will have been painting the mural for over 6 months by the time it is finished. Passive. The mural will have been being painted by the famous artist for over 6 months by the time it is finished. Future perfect continuous. Going to. active. The famous artist is going to have been painting the mural for over 6 months by the time it is finished. Passive. The mural is going to have been being painted by the famous artist for over 6 months by the time it is finished. Used to. Active. Jerry used to pay the bills. Passive. The bills used to be paid by Jerry. Would always. Active. My mother would always make the pies. Passive. The pies would always be made by my mother. Future in the past. Would. Active. I knew John would finish the work by 5 p.m. Passive. I knew the work would be finished by 5 p.m. Future in the past. Was going to. Active. I thought Sally was going to make a beautiful dinner tonight. Passive. I thought a beautiful dinner was going to be made by Sally tonight. 2. Text name.
One of the iPhone's most popular features is FaceTime, the live video service often used to connect family members and friends. Currently, FaceTime can only be used by people using Macs, iPhones, or other devices running Apple's iOS operating system. But Apple announced this week that is about to change. In the near future, FaceTime will be available for Android device users as well as for computer users on the Windows operating system. Apple announced the news during its yearly Developers Conference. The change will come with the release of Apple's latest iOS 15 version. Apple says iOS 15 will first be launched in beta testing next month and will become available to all users in the autumn. Since the service will remain an Apple-only product, FaceTime calls will have to be started by someone using a Mac or iOS device. An Apple user can create a special internet link in the FaceTime app. This web link can then be shared with Android device users or people using Windows-based PCs. Links can be sent out by email, text message, messenger apps, or social media. The non-Apple users can then use the link to join the call through their device's internet browser. When used in this way, the FaceTime service works similarly to the widely used video conferencing tool Zoom. This new ability to create links also makes it easier for all FaceTime users to set specific call times and invite multiple people to join meetings ahead of time. Apple says that all FaceTime communication, even on the internet, is encrypted end-to-end. This kind of encryption is designed to protect messages and other content from being seen or saved by third parties when it is passed between device users. The FaceTime changes come as video conferencing services saw a huge rise in popularity during the coronavirus pandemic. More people have turned to the services to stay connected while working from home and taking part in online learning. Apple also announced other changes to the FaceTime service. One new feature is called spatial audio, which the company says makes voices during a call sound like they are coming from where the person is positioned on the screen. New microphone settings are designed to separate a user's voice from other noise. Users will also be able to see more faces when using group FaceTime, Apple said. Another feature is called SharePlay, which permits screen sharing and real-time interaction between people during FaceTime calls. For example, device users can listen to music or watch television shows or movies together through FaceTime. The system is designed to keep everyone's playback in sync as they watch. Apple says SharePlay is set to work with several major media streaming services, including Disney+, ESPN+, HBO Max, Hulu, TikTok, and others. I'm Brian Lynn.
Remember to check the links for Canadian companies searching for employees outside of Canada in the description.
3. Words in the story.
Feature, a typical quality or important part of something. App, a computer application or program used for a specific purpose. Browser, a computer system that permits you to look at pages on the internet. Encrypt, to change information from one form to another, especially to hide its meaning. Screen, a flat area on an electronic device where images can be seen in sync, a state in which two things move or happen together at the same time and speed. Stream, to play a show or movie over the internet.
Say to us your questions and pretty soon, you will see what we have to say. Leave your comments about this video, and we will know what you like and what we can do better to help you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.